Chat, we did it. Today is a historic day for me. It is a very euphoric day for me as well. Today I'm requesting my first sizable payout, not five figures. Okay, don't get me wrong, it would be nice if it was five-figure payout, but it's still good enough. Um, I'm gonna be requesting like 8,400 across three accounts. So yeah, I'm really proud of myself. Just thinking about like how far I've come in the past couple of months since I straight like literally started trading prop firms as soon as I turned 18, and I went from you know it took a while for me to get my first payout, but like I think it took me like 3 months to get my first payout. But since then, it's just been snowballing, 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 and I just keep fucking making more. I keep making more, and I'm very proud of myself. Could have my first $10,000 month. Um, so yeah, we'll see. But anyways, getting into the trade recap. So I'm gonna start off today going over the trades that I didn't take. So on SPY and QQQ. So going into the day, there's really not much to say other than the shit was choppy as fuck. So we had an initial close above pre-market high, and it got slammed back down. EMAs were still so entangled, no real trend. And then we kept wicking off pre-market low on the 15-minute. Got to close below it, but we were still wicking. We were still holding this zone, which we actually ended up holding all day. And so yeah, that shit just ended up holding, and we never looked back after that. Once we actually finally broke above this high, this is when we started getting a nice trend, and I think this would have been a decent setup. I mean, ideally we get a bit more extension from high day point, but I think it would have been decent if you know we didn't have this zone here, because that's a very important zone. And we had the high day zone right above it, and we had another light green zone all the way up here. So there was a lot of resistance on this entire move, which made me very iffy to trade this. But there were a few nice retests, like literally 13 EMA retest, 13 EMA retest, 13 EMA retest. I mean, this one didn't work. It actually missed TP by a penny or whatever, but you get the point. But there were some nice things, but I was very iffy considering we were bouncing all of these zones. And anytime we have like a lot of resistance and we're in an uptrend, I tend to be very cautious and probably just end up waiting for a better setup because one's going to come eventually. So yeah, after that, we basically never really broke out of this light green zone. Where the fuck are we? Yeah, we did, but we just chopped around in light blue zone, which is really not that important to me, but that ended up being high day. I mean, how disimportant was it really? I mean, look, it was kind of an important zone. Kind of an important zone, but it wasn't anything crazy. But yeah, that ended up being the high day, and we chopped. I mean, maybe if this was like earlier in the day and we broke above this trend line, got a good 13 EMA test, would have been nice, but didn't happen. And overall, it was a very choppy day. Like if you look, bro, like literally chop, 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 chop. One good move, but a bunch of resistance, and then chop, chop, chop. Nothing really in that. You can sum the day or sum it all down to that. So QQQ was a little different. SPY and QQQ weren't moving entirely the same this today, but yeah, I mean, coming into the market open, bounced off 200 a couple times. We were leaning bearish, but it was very sus. I literally first time I hopped on the charts was literally here, like 1040, and I was like, oh my god, I'm literally gonna enter this 13 MA retest. Looks great, but at that point I hadn't even had this zone marked out yet, which was not good. So if I ended up entering that, it would have been bad. But luckily I didn't because there wasn't confirmation, and you know, if I had saw that zone, I definitely wouldn't have entered, and yeah, but I didn't enter anyway, so it doesn't matter. But other than that, just chopped a little lower, ended up, still disrespecting everything, per usual. We ended up bouncing off this zone, which was previous day low zone. I mean, dude, look how beautiful that is, bro. Previous day low zone, previous day acts as the previous day zone for the current day. And after that, we were completely bullish. That just goes to show you these fucking zones work, bro. But other than that, what was I gonna say? Yeah, we ended up fucking really chopping. I'm not gonna lie. Like we had this high day, and shit was kind of looking nice here, but was there ever? There was never a clean close here. Yeah, there was never a clean close above this pre-market level, and shit was pretty just chopped. I'm not gonna lie. And then when was this? 2 p.m. Yeah, I had a red dildo all the way down through that 13 EMA. just got absolutely sliced and diced. So, and then we continued to chop for the rest of the day. So no trades on QQQ. Now the best trender for the day was IWM in my opinion. So basically, once again, this bitch was hella fucking choppy in the morning, hella choppy. But what ended up happening was we had pre-market range, try to break out of it, failed, got under, try to break out, failed. So like we kind of kept failing off these zones, and I had a zone here, a zone here. So we were just bouncing in between there. Eventually, started trending. We broke above this high of day zone, which was very important. We had a very strong candle, which was kind of like, okay, yeah, this is clear. Like we're clear for longs here. Now, these candles I was feeling a little iffy about entering on because we were chopping a tiny bit, but I was thinking it's still valid enough. You know, we made a new high. It really didn't chop that much. There was really one candle of chop, and then it stopped. Like that's really all it was. So yeah, here on this candle I was looking for an entry. Luckily, did not get it because I think I had my like entry like here-ish somewhere, and ended up not getting filled. We just sliced right through the 13 EMA with a massive red candle. But what we really ended up wanting to retest was this high of day zone that we had been rejecting all freaking day. And that's exactly what happened. So when that happened, I was like, okay, now I'm looking to trade my undercut strategy, which is basically we break through the 13 EMA, but we retest a level lower than it, bounce up, reclaim the 13 EMA, retest the 13 EMA once again. That's your entry, sell the high day. So that is exactly what I ended up doing. I saw this, that we retested the high day. And right after that, we had a huge freaking, like, dude, this candle was so bullish. It was not any bottom wick, not any top wick. It was just straight green dildo all the way fucking up. It was beautiful. So on this candle, I entered. I think, I waited for confirmation, like a good boy. Nah, but I got my entry like somewhere here. I'm gonna go to Topstep back and show the execution. But yeah, it was entry was like around here. Stop loss under the 13 EMA. I think no, I wouldn't give it more room. Stop loss is always under the 13 EMA with this. But yeah, so ended up getting that close above. And after that, we just never looked back. Took TP at the high, and yeah, very, very happy with how this trade went. It was a great risk to reward. It was a great execution. Actually, execution could have been a little better because I saw the retest here, and then we went all the way back up like to here, and I was waiting for an even better entry. So, because I was like, dang, I kind of missed it a little bit, but it just pulled back a couple more cents, and I was able to get my entry here. Next time, I'm just gonna use a buy limit, so don't have to deal with that. But other than that, great trade. It was like this is textbook. This is literally textbook. The only thing that wasn't fully textbook was that like, okay, we didn't have like great extension from the high day, but dude, this candle was enough for me. Like, yeah, we're fucking bullish. And we ended up having to be bullish enough because we trended a little higher, and shit collapsed after and just chopped. But that was the day. That was November 11th, I guess technically, because it's still November 11th. So yeah, these are the accounts. I have these Johns up. Oh, I was gonna show my execution. Yeah, so this was my fill on this account was at 2466.7. Yeah, and got filled at the high day. Pretty clean. Oh, I guess I can move this. I mean, it doesn't really look as clean, but yeah, that was the trade. That's the execution. Very beautiful. Now going into that, I think that's about it. This account is at 4 winning days, so I will be requesting a payout from this John if I get one more winning day, which would have to be on Thursday. So requesting another payout soon. That's pretty fucking hype. But other than that, let's get into requesting these Johns. What we got right now, which is what we need to be grateful for. Um, I'm just gonna end up doing the. Bro, I'm just gonna. Bro, I'm just gonna end up going for the ACH transfer. Just easier. And I'm gonna put in my information, and I'll unpause the video after that. Okay, I'm back. Requesting the amount 30 clean, $3,030 into my bank. Obviously, there's gonna be a $20 fee, so it's gonna be like 3,010, but it's all good. Yep, said everything. So let's submit that bitch. My fattest payout of all time. Payout request submitted. Let's fucking go. So I'm gonna just do the same thing on the other 2 accounts and come back to the video once I finish that. Okay, took a little break, but all payouts are requested. $2,695, $2,705, $3,010, $8,400 in payout. Blessed, truly fucking very thankful to be able to do this. If anyone's watching this, you can do the same. Just lock in, actually focus on it, and you can reach your dreams too. Very motivational. Nice job, Justin. But yeah, that's it for this video. I will be back tomorrow with another recap, staying locked in, staying disciplined, not fucking up my trades, and catch you in the next one.